You know, people oftentimes will ask me what I do first thing in the morning. I wake up and I piss excellence. And I also make some beautiful music every time I get the chance.
After that's all said and done, I come outside and look at the fact that the little gremlins didn't come finish my 4-speed install in the night. Also, the ground is really wet. It rained all day yesterday, but hey, look at that, there's a flywheel under there. Yep, I spent all day yesterday at work, the entire day it was raining. So, I gotta let the ground dry up a little bit before I can even go bother to try to put the car back down. Granite Kitty, do you miss your friend? But hey, look at that, he's rolling. Well, would you look at that, a cast iron 4-speed that's covered in cast iron coat. Got all my linkage and everything over there for the shifter. The pile of parts in the shop's getting a tiny bit smaller. Tiny bit. Well, we have the obligatory black coffee now. Say hi to YouTube, Marble. Well, that's all that's left of the seal. I didn't realize it was going to come out in 3 pieces. By the way, what do y'all think of the pile of transmissions here? So it's been a rainy past couple of days, and this is the first time I've come out here to actually truly look at the car. Flywheel is torqued, and I'm pretty proud of myself over this one. So I'm basically working by myself. My old man, he's home, but he's asleep. So I didn't have anyone to help me out here by holding the crank still. So what did I do? I grabbed this big old long pry bar I made back whenever I was a machinist. I wedged it between the header and the subframe rail up there and put it in one of the teeth of the starter ring gear. That held it still. Well, look at that. Bell housing's in. All the bolts are tight. Clutch and pressure plate are in. Don't mind this not being in position. Starter's in. I had to space it out a little bit. I also managed to find all of the bolts for the oil pan were loose, so I got all of them tight. My pile of parts here is getting smaller. By the way, this bracket that was supplied by Brewer Performance for the clutch fork does not work for the Lakewood bell housing. Just trust me. Use the one installed in the kit if you're using that bell housing. We got a sleepy kitty. You'll never guess what's over there. There's a roadrunner, like the actual bird. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and squirrels, it's windy as F out here today. So what am I doing? Mostly stuff inside the car. So there's the rough outline of where this hump's gonna sit. I'm gonna go in a little bit on, every single section and get this cut out. You can see down there through this hole where my shift cable used to go through. Transmission is in the car. Took forever to get it stabbed, I'll have you know. Well, would you look at that? The part I was dreading the most is officially done. Got the hole cut in the floor, now I just gotta get the transmission up on the mount because there's not even a mount in there yet. Sorry about the wind, it's like 30-mile-an-hour wind out here today. Then I'll just get the shifter bolted up, get the linkage hooked up to the transmission. Z-bar's gonna have to go in at some point. And then I'll figure out how I'm gonna mount this up. I was thinking screwing it down just to make it a little easier to access the shifter and everything, but I don't know, we'll see. We will see. Did you look at that? I got a shifter. Now you may be wondering what in the world this is. Well, when it's down, well, would you look at that? Reverse works. But you pull it up, no matter how hard you push, you're only getting first. It's a reverse lockout shifter. It's a harsh, fancy business. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah. I'm pretty happy with this. And whenever I need to hit reverse, bam. I want it to be known that I am not trying to be the single sketchiest person in the world, but this bell housing right here has the wrong thread on it. So, yeah. Here's my solution. It's gonna need some trial and error. Got it drilled out, and now I'm starting the tapping process. Oh, the perks of having been a machinist. And here's how I have to work. Yeah. I am certainly lucky I used to be a machinist. Now, I'm at an interesting point. I'm gonna have to go through and trim this opening up a little bit because this shifter is in a slightly different location than stock. Probably has to do with this fancy bracket with this aftermarket shifter. So, looks like I'll be using this for a little bit to, you know, get it to fit. Well, excuse the mild wind, but believe me, compared to yesterday, this is mild. Got a light coat of primer on there real quick. I'm gonna let this thing sit and dry for a minute, and then it'll be time to spray this same color as the car. Man, from back here it looks pretty good. Let's disregard the runs. You know what? I think for the floor, this is just fine. By the way, check out how far I had to go. I had to cut that out real good. Remember, this over here used to be the same shape as this. Yeah, pretty good amount cut out. What do you want? Man, that's the prettiest part in the entire inside of this car. Hard work. I'll have to sit back and have me a cup of coffee. Most maturing. Now I'm reinvigorated. By the way, just in case you're wondering, yes, I did get the clutch pedal in and adjusted. The linkage was a pain, but I made it happen. Now I just need to put the dust cover on, and this thing will be done, installed. Of course I need a drive shaft, but I called up the place, sent my yoke. They'll be getting that in as soon as I can. So in the meantime, I got another project to work on. I'm gonna get to messing with that, and I'll catch back up with y'all later.